Anthony, what is going on, my dude?
Anthony, what is up? Is
Double
this
Ant.
thing on?
It's been a little bit from since the last podcast.
It has. Life moves fast, as Ferris Bueller once said.
Yeah,
And
what
man, it does.
what's been up, man? What have you been up to lately? Or
I'm
since the last time we talked?
yeah, like I am mostly working. If I'm not at work, I am trying to get tricks. Like that's my life. I think we discussed last time, like I'm at 27 and a half years in the army now. Um man, there's a lot. We're responsible for making sure 3 battalions of artillery are ready to go do their thing at any minute. So there's a lot of in the train validating and certifying crews and formations of different sizes to make sure that they're ready to meet the contract that we got with the you good Americans. So that's what we do, and it's nonstop.
That's like your 9 to 5, I guess.
Yeah, that's my wake up at 04:30, fucking get home around. On average, I probably get home at 7 p.m. So, I'm up at 4. I'm out of the house by 4:30. I'm home between 7 and 7:30 at night. So that's kind of been the schedule, honestly, for close to 27 years. Like this job didn't really change my schedule. So you just keep doing it. You just keep doing it. The body gets used to it now. Like I can't sleep in. Like on weekend hits, like
Yeah.
5 o'clock, I'm like, what up? You know. So
What'd
this
you
is
do?
good.
What'd you do for work before you got in the army?
Oh man, I've been working like legally since I was 14. Like I've been paying taxes every day of my life since I was 14. But I've been working since I was 12. And it started with like just hustles growing up in San Diego. Like, how do you earn a buck? Am I handing out flyers? Am I clipping mistletoe out of the trees and putting them in sandwich bags and being a little bag dealer outside the Alpha Beta or Ralph's or Vaughn's grocery store, trying to hustle that. Or I remember like the best deal I got, the dude was opening up a new record store, like with old school tapes and stuff before CDs came out. Past records, free CD. And he's like, hey, if you hand out all these flyers, I'll let you get like 12 tapes. Man, 12 tapes. Like when you're in the third, fourth grade, that is gold.
Yeah, that's
you know,
huge. That seems
I
like more than you could
what I
even
remember.
pick.
Actually, I remember it had to have been like 88 or 87 because I got Nine Inch Nails Pretty Hate Machine on tape. And I don't think people realize how old that is.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that is a pre CD album that still holds up 100% today.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Tape cassettes, those are so crazy, dude. Remember they used to get like eaten by the machine?
Yeah. But you just get your pencil out and you just put it in there and you just twist it up, man. You'll be all right.
Kids don't
I
know
don't,
shit about that anymore.
it's funny because I make fun of the kids now that walk around with their earphones in 100% of the time. But man,
Yeah.
as a kid, I was Sony Walkman to and from school nonstop. Like I didn't go anywhere, transportation anywhere without Walkman on. Uh, but yeah, loved it. Then my first job, illegal job. I was washing dishes in a bar on Sundays. They did a brunch, so I was washing dishes for $5 an hour under the table, which was great money. At the time, I was walking out there $45 cash. In the sixth or seventh grade. At any given time. And I was sick, and I'd hand out flyers for them. But I blew all that money like on football cards. I'm pretty sure. Like, you know, I was still skating at the time, so I'm pretty sure I had a good setup at that time. Um, Man, was Foundation coming out at that time? I might have bought a Foundation board when they first came out, right around that same time.
Foundation's so
So
sick.
yeah, it was different because they were actually they were the first sort of nose I saw. I know that World had done it and everything, but the first one I saw in a shop was a Foundation with a true nose, and I was like, oh, I gotta
Yeah.
I gotta get that. And then
That's crazy.
I don't
That's
know if
crazy that like because when I got into skating, they were already popsicle with nose and tail and all that stuff.
yeah, no, 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 no. I started on the flat Nash, what was it, the buzz saw or whatever it was, like it. every board was just a Nash on the grip tape and had like two saw blades, and they're just different top color, and they were completely flat.
Did you
And
have
then you'd
like
go,
plastic rails and stuff like that?
not on those, not on the Nashes. The next series of boards that came out, that was all plastic. So right was as Bones Brigade was starting to come up, but you didn't really know what it was going to be or what it was. Like all these 80 style boards started coming out, the 10 inchers. So like of course you had the Veriflex, Eliminator, those type. You go to your big box store. Like you're not getting these at your surf shop. You're buying them at the big box store. And then if you do go to the surf shop, now you're setting up boards. And back then it was Sims, Vision, GNS, and PAL. Like that's what you're going to find at your local surf shop. I think on the East Coast, you had to go to bike stores to buy your skateboard stuff. But on the West Coast, we had to go to surf shops. Is that right?
Well, growing up, there was the bike barn. I used to go there and get shoes and
Yeah.
skateboard stuff. Yeah, there's always been like a
Yeah.
biking scene for sure.
Right. So you guys bought your surf stuff at the bike stores, or skate stuff at the bike stores, and we bought ours at the surf shops.
Yeah.
Because there was no like dedicated skate shop. Maybe there might have been one in Old Town San Diego, which I think is called Old Town San Diego Skate Shop. That shop's amazing. If you go in now, they got every legendary board from the beginning of history on, like on the ceilings and on the walls. It's a museum. It's
It's the
amazing.
same. It's the same shop that was there. It's been still
Yeah.
open. Wow.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
thing's sick.
that's awesome.
So, but yeah, I was washing dishes, getting my $5, just being a kid, as long as the bike ran, the skateboard ran, and I was collecting some football cards. I'm a huge NFL fan. I know back in the
Well,
days, skaters didn't really sports, but I think now it's more acceptable. But
I,
like
I
I've
like.
always loved
I've liked.
football.
I've liked football. I was a fan
Yeah.
of Dallas Cowboys when they had Emmett Smith, Troy Aikman,
So
Michael Irvin. That was a
so
sick
that's where
line.
so that's where all my money went. I
Yeah,
am not a Dallas Cowboys fan, but I was the biggest Emmett Smith fan ever. I wanted to own
legend.
every Emmett Smith card from every brand out there. Like,
I
eh,
totally understand that.
I was a huge Emmett fan. I'm a Rams fan. You can't, it's hard to be all Rams all the time. But like, here comes this guy Emmett Smith, and you're like, wow, like he just made it look easy. He just made
Dude,
it look easy.
through all the holes and dipping,
Yep.
diving, dude, beast. Emmett killed it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
you can be a Patriots fan back then because you had the ugly football man on the helmet.
we did a knockoff graphic of that. I had a Shetler Pro model for World where it's
Nice.
the knockoff of like the guy standing like in the stance, the hiking stance.
Yeah, that's sick. And
Yeah,
then
dude.
I don't know if you guys had it growing up, but our schools had like a hire youth program. You could sign up and they'd help you find a job for the summer. And
Yeah.
so like I was like a janitor at my school for, minimum wage as a 14-year-old, but that's my first like on paper, taxes paying job. Then I was a cook at Red Lobster for a
What?
while. I worked at a place called the Hot Potato. All they served was like baked potatoes and like
Sick.
toppings. Like that was it. Um, I sold cars before I joined the army. I was selling Dodges, like 94 when the brand new Ram came out. That was the first redesign of the rounded Dodge Ram. And that was like people just walk in and just gave you money. Like that was the easiest job
The
I
Ram
ever
was
had
the
in my
hype.
life.
Yeah,
That
sick.
was it. But then that dealership bought a Mazda dealership and they moved me over there and like nobody wants to buy a Mazda. And so like I went from making like stupid money to making like $60 a car. I was like,
Yeah.
this is stupid. And then I was just looking around one day and I was like, these guys are sitting here for 12 hours a day and maybe they're working, if they're lucky, an hour and a half that entire day. And I'm just like, I don't want to be that miserable person. At the point I'm, 18 years old, I was like 17, 18. I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be sitting here waiting for an opportunity to sell a car. Like, how can I, do more with my life? And I
Yeah.
always knew I was going to join the military of some sort. I didn't know when, and I didn't know which branch. I kind of assumed I would join the Marines being from San Diego. That's what you do, or the Navy.
Why
Um,
that's like because it's all the industries
because
there.
that's all you see. That's the lens, right? So all you're seeing is Marines and Navy. So you're not even thinking Air Force. Plus, if you're not going to the Air Force Academy, why join the Air Force? If you're not going to fly a jet, go do something cool somewhere else. Um, but the Army doesn't have a visual in San Diego at all. But what they were able to do was guarantee me some things that the Marines couldn't. And number one was a job, and two is where was I going to go? And it's you can do a lot with those two things when you know where you're going. And then I didn't really care too much about those things, but I wanted it in contract before I left. I was indifferent to what it was as long as I knew what it was. The Marines, they're gonna pick your shit once you're in, and they're gonna send you where they want once you're in.
Oh,
So
with the army, they'll tell you ahead of time, you're saying?
yeah, I can tell you, like you can essentially pick your job down to the exact job, and then a lot of the times you can get the location, or you can get one or the other and some money. There was no bonuses when I was joining. It was peacetime, 1996.
Hell
You
yeah.
know,
Shout out to peacetime. Yay!
yeah. So yeah, so it was, and then when I was at my initial training, I had picked one job, and that job was over strength, and this other job was under strength. And they said, "Hey, 14 of you, we're going to let you go to this other job and give you choice of duty station." And they said all the married guys get the first pick, and I was like, "Well, I guess I'm not getting it," because I was single. And 13 of them went, and then the drill instructors, drill sergeants came up to me, and they're like, "Hey, man, we're giving you the 14th pick." I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, like you did your thing here. You want the job, you can take it." And I was like, Can I go to Europe? Can I go to Germany?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh man, I'll do that. What's the job?" And they're
Yeah.
like, "It's 13 mic." I was like, "I don't know what a damn 13 mic is." Like, yeah, sounds great. So I went straight from that training to another training. I'd finished everything I was supposed to do, and then I added a couple weeks on to go do this other training. And for the general public that is like, "Man, what's a 13 mic?" It's all over the news. What you see now, when you see the HIMARS rocket systems fighting in the Ukraine, that's what a 13 mic is. They're the MLRS HIMARS operators, those green trucks with the 6 rockets just going.
Yeah.
So that's how I did my first. I did that from 1996 to 1999 in Bamberg, Germany,
And
and
what it
then
was peacetime. So what were you
it
doing?
was peacetime. You're training, man, because you got to remember you're still in a Cold War mindset. Like that's not too far removed. Like you just did the Gulf War, and you still have got the job to protect Europe. Like it's on paper all good, but the mindset, and especially the people training us, right? Even though it's peacetime to us, think about it. When I walk in there, my platoon sergeants, like they joined, in 1976. So they've been their Vietnam mindset, their Cold War mindset, they just got out of the Gulf War 4 or 5 years ago mindset. Like they're not going to let you just come in and take a break. Those guys are business, and you are expected to meet a certain standard and train at a certain standard. And if you don't do it, you're gone.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
So that's just the environment I grew up in. And then I wasn't happy with the job. I was like, "Man, it's cool. It looks cool, but it's kind of boring to do." And I was like, "Oh, I want to do more." And all the kind of the older guys that are coming to Germany, they're coming with airborne wings and stuff. And I was like, "Well, how do I get those?" They're like, "Oh, you just go to Fort Bragg and you can be a paratrooper." I was like, "Sign me up."
Oh, that's
All my
sick.
contracts were 3 years long, so I got to re-enlist every 2 years because your window opened a year before you got out. So when that second year hit, I was like, "Hey, sign me up, Fort Bragg, North Carolina." Right. So I come to Fort Bragg, and I'm ready to go to airborne school. And they're like, you're a rocket missile guy. You are not going to airborne school. It's like, man,
Don't
that
limit me, bro.
sucks. I was like, "What do you mean I'm not going?" They're like, "No, man, like you guys don't do that." And I was like, "Damn." I got an opportunity 8 months later to interview to be a general's driver. And I walk up there. I'm a corporal and not airborne. Everyone else is a sergeant and a jump master. They're not just airborne, but they're allowed to throw people out of the planes. And I'm like, "There's no way I'm getting this job." So I walk in there, and the Corps artillery sergeant major is like, "Why do you want this job?" I was like, "Sergeant major, I don't want this job. I just want to go to airborne school." Like, that's it. He's like, "Oh, I'll send you to school." I was like, "Great." Went to work the next day. They're like, "Man, you don't work up here no more. You work at the hill with those dudes." I was like, "No way." So I ended up getting the job, but I was in airborne school the next week.
What
And
sick?
So once I became a paratrooper and being the general driver, we started, going out and you're seeing a lot of things because that's his job, go everywhere, find the points of friction, see what everyone's doing in their training. And all of a sudden, I wasn't in the 82nd Airborne at the time. I was in the Corps Artillery, which so like 5 minutes away up the street is this whole different world called the 82nd Airborne Division. So we go to this, what they call their Best Buy test. And I'm seeing like forward observers, air assaulting in on a helicopter, setting up their stuff. I'm watching fire direction dudes. They're in charge of like computing firing data from an observer to a gun. I'm seeing the guns, shoot, and even the cooks are cooking behind me, and I'm going to eat 3 meals and tell them which one's best. I was like, this is amazing. Like, I'm in the wrong job. I need to be doing that. So I went back to the reenlistment guy and I was like, hey, because every 3 years you get to reenlist, or every 2 years. So I was like, I want to be a forward observer in the 82nd Airborne Division, specifically Bravo 1st of the 319th, because they had won the most shit. I wanted to be part of the best.
Oh, legend.
So man, I got over there. No kidding. September 8th, 2001 was my first day on the job. Still peacetime for 2 more days. And then all hell broke loose. And then spent the next from 2002 to 2008. I was in Afghanistan or Iraq at some point every single year.
Whoa.
So I think the longest I was home with my wife in that entire time, I think was a 4-month stretch between 2002 and 2008. We're just grinding, just in and out, in and out. So that's kind of how it all started. I know that's way off the topic of everything in the world, but that's what I do. And the correlation to Bravo 1st of the 319th. So Bravo battery's like, 100 dudes. 1st of the 319th is like 650 dudes. Just a perspective, there's an Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and a Fox. Fox is kind of like your maintenance and dudes. When I got selected to be a battalion sergeant major, the first unit I got was 1st of the 319th. So I got to go be the battalion command sergeant major of the first unit that I was a paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne Division. So I thought that was pretty cool. And now I have, now I get to be the DeVarty Division Artillery Sergeant Major. So now I have 3 battalions, the 1st Battalion, 2nd Battalion, and 3rd Battalion, 319th Airborne Field Artillery Regiments underneath our headquarters. So this is where I've been essentially all but, not including deployments, all but 4 years since 1999. So like we don't move. We're not the standard Army family moving around. Like this is what we do.
That's
So,
crazy.
but this is it. This will be the last thing I do in the United States Army. So I'll walk away just under 30 years and open that next chapter and get another tax-paying job.
Do you so what do you wear? Do you have like a uniform, proper uniform?
Yeah, we wear just the standard OCP, but we wear the maroon beret. That's what signifies us differently than the rest of the Army. The maroon beret is the headgear of the paratrooper. And when we wear our dress uniforms, we don't wear dress shoes. We wear jump boots. So we are the only ones that wear a shined up leather boot in our dress uniforms with our berets. So there's nothing more identifiable to who the hell you are than a maroon beret.
Yeah, that's sick. I love maroon.
Yeah, it's an underused color.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I know we've talked about that before, but it's a lot of information, so it takes a little bit to digest. And you've had almost 30-year career, so you've definitely, and you every 2 years you're able to switch for the most part. What was your longest?
Yeah, up until you're able to switch up in the most part until you over 10 years. That when you sign up the last time over 10 years, you're in it what they call indefinitely.
Oh, okay.
So you get to request to get out. They can say no.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
They now got you. Like, oh.
Yeah, for sure. They can say no, and I've seen it happen to people. But yeah, I'm at 27 and a half right now. If I don't get fired tomorrow, this job will take me out to 28 and a half, and then I'm gonna have about 8 months to a year to transition out of the Army, and that is like doing all the medical, doing what they call now a career skills program. So before, when you got out, you just got out. Like that was kind of on you. But now the Army's built this internship program with tons of companies. Like if you want to learn to do HVAC repair, you want to do solar panel, you want to do project manager or warehouse manager. Like there's all these internships, Amazon, whatever. You can go do those your last 6 to 4 months in the Army. And they have a really good hire rate. And that's because for a long time, there was a lot of unemployment rate for veterans or people that got out. If they didn't retire, there was a huge unemployment rate. The Army pays those unemployment benefits. Like, I don't know if people realize that, like that's coming out of Army budget for unemployment benefits. So let's invest that money into career skills programs for people to transition and be successful versus transition and be a burden on society.
Yeah, it definitely helps if they do that, because you definitely are. It's a major transition, especially if you've been in the Army 20 years, routine, schedule, like,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
to go out into the world, you know?
Yeah, it's scary. Like I'm going to be a 48, 49-year-old man, and I got to go figure out who I am and what I'm going to do. The benefit is I'll have a 29-year retirement paycheck coming to me, which buys me freedom to do more of what I want to do versus what I have to do.
Yeah.
But I'm still only going to be 48, 49. I still need to go do something. Like you can't just sit around with idle hands. You'll get real old real quick, you know.
Yeah,
So
if you don't use it, you lose it.
right.
You got to keep the train going.
A lot of people just don't do the transition well because the Army they've had blinders on. That's what they've done their entire careers. That's who they are. And I'll tell you what, first 21 years, I had the blinders on and that's who I was. But that device right there, when I picked it up and started pushing at 20 years in the Army, that bought me my transition. Because now I've got a different culture I understand, different group of people I hang out with, something different to focus on that keeps me active. Like skateboarding taught me or reaffirmed the fact that I could still learn. Because there comes a point like you just get so stuck in your ways. Can you still learn? It's hard when you're 40 years old to admit that you're willing to learn from a 15-year-old kid. And skateboarding, that's easy. Oh man, that kid can do that. Show me the ways, young Jedi. You know, like I want to do what you're doing, and just having that different culture and that different group of people that you can relate to away from the work environment. I think that really helps me. Plus, like even just the YouTube thing, I didn't know how to film. I didn't know how to edit. Man, I didn't even know how to skateboard when I started my channel. And
how old's your channel?
My channel will turn 6 years old in February.
6 years.
So that's 6 years. So I don't do anything right. I don't have an upload schedule. I don't do trick tips. I don't do reviews. I don't have a lot of awesome tricks, but I just try and communicate like the process of what I'm doing. And the channel actually just hit 3,000 subscribers this week. So 3,000 people at some point in their life went, oh man, I'm interested. I want to be a part of it. What does 3,000 really mean? It really means you got like 600 to 800 at any given time, right? Take your subscribers, cut that shit by about a third. That's really who's watching your videos now. The rest of the people forgot they subscribe. They'll pop in every now and then.
Dude, imagine 300 or 600 people in a room with you.
Oh man, I have. You know, that's the part of the job. Like it's a lot of folks, right? But yeah. I just think it's cool that at some point, whatever it was, even if it was just for one video or one moment, 3,000 people were interested enough to say, yeah, I want to see more.
Hell yeah.
You know, or hear. For me, I think it's hear more than see more, because I like to narrate all the videos so people understand what the heck I'm doing. If I just put that shit up like with just a song, people are like, what is this guy doing? You know? So I gotta add some narration.
That's fun though. Like YouTube's a lot of personality driven stuff, so it's cool. Like one of my favorite vloggers is Ben Gravy. He's a surfer and he just fucking kills it. But he's very expressive and like entertaining with his videos, and like he puts a lot into it, you know?
For sure. And there's a lot of freedom in this because I don't monetize the channel. I don't sell anything. Like just sharing the experience. So like if I don't upload a video for a month, I don't feel terrible. But if I did monetize it, or I was trying to make money off it at this point, I would feel pretty bad if I didn't get something uploaded. because I'm not doing that, I can just really share that honest experience for what it is and be okay with it. Like, yeah, guys, I suck, and it's cool. Like, I'm not like I suck. Buy 10 shirts. I can't do that.
Subscribe. I suck.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, but it's been great. Like, I love the YouTube community, especially as an older skater.
You have
Like,
you have a lot more freedom if you don't focus on, especially when you're building a channel. You have a lot more freedom
yeah.
if you're not focused on monetizing it, because you'll be
Right.
able to figure out what you like to do and what works for
Yeah.
you. It's a learning process.
It's more organic,
Yeah,
and
man.
what I'd say is like the right people will find your channel. Right. My channel's not going to be for, I've told people, man, like if you came here for great skateboarding, you're on the wrong fucking channel. Like this is just my adventure. You can be a part of it or not, but the right people, they come in, and that community for me as an over 40 skater, like that's my skate crew. Those are the people that inspire me and motivate me to keep getting out there and keep sharing it because they're interested, and
Yeah, dude.
and there's a lot of people out there with those channels.
We got a bunch of older rippers, and this up here that rip Gene,
Yeah.
Tom, and a bunch of these dudes, Jason. They all just like full-time jobs, families,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
50 going on 60, just like still at the skate jams, hanging out, still
Yeah.
supporting the skate brands, like watching all the videos. Like they enter the jams. We even do like an old man jam at the edge over
Yeah.
I think it's 40 and over or 30 and over, maybe. Can't remember what our
I'd love
cutoff
to do.
is.
I'd love to do a competition, but the old men crush it and the kids will kick my ass. So like I'm in that bucket of I need the newbie category, not the age category.
Well, so the way I usually do it is like the entry fees will usually donate to something or like give to the winner or something. That way it's just like if you show up, it goes towards skateboarding,
Nice.
Like
nice.
the money goes right back into it. So
yeah.
So the skate jam is more about just showing up and putting in effort and doing the best you can do, or usually for a good cause,
Yeah.
Which is the best because like it takes away all that pressure of having to be Nigel Houston out there. Because skate jams don't have to be like it's weird because there's so many different levels to it. I've done all girls division, I think we did over 30, maybe over 40. We did fall brawl am. We did like a full amateur contest for like 8 years. That was gnarly. Like some of the best skaters on the East Coast just come to an indoor park and we just put on loud fucking music. Have some like sick judges like Donnie Barley, Brandon Westgate, like OG pros, and just fucking watch dudes destroy.
Yeah.
That's I've sick. Done every type of jam, even like little demos. I remember we used to do tons of demos back in the day with Are
you the MC? Are you on the mic?
Yeah, a lot of the times I am nowadays. Actually, I'm doing one tomorrow. Tomorrow we're driving to Balthazar's Ice Shack, which is my lady's father's business / house in New Hampshire. It's right on the base of Mount Sunapee, the like snowboard mountain out there. Beautiful out there, and he's got an ice cream shack where him and his lady cook hot food and ice cream, and they built up their whole yard to be like for hosting, and they have a river that runs to the back, a lake right there. There's this little metal skate park out there. It's like 10 minutes from where he lives too. So we just been doing it for a few years. I just invite all the people that I skate with and their families, like all the skate lessons and the groms and then the amateurs, the pros, like everyone who's involved with the brand, and just drive like 2 hours to the woods in New Hampshire, and we skate that skate park. It's like a little fun. It's not like a really that good of a skate park, but it's always a fucking blast because it's just like
there's always something good at every park. And that's one thing I learned the first couple of years I was traveling a lot. I was in Texas, I was in Korea, I was in a lot of places, and I haven't found a park I couldn't find one thing interesting on yet. And sometimes that's all you need is one thing you just do a little jam on,
Yeah. Well, this one has like a decent skate park, but it's not like what you think of a modern skate park. It's definitely like a New Hampshire, the middle of New Hampshire. Someone built like a metal ramp skate park.
Nice.
And it's surprisingly so fun. So we do that, and then after the jam, we give out some prizes. I got to pack up my PA system tonight, and then I'll usually MC the jams, and I'm bringing some boards and wheels and grip tapes to give out for prizes. And so we do the skate jam, and then we head back to Balthazar's, which is my lady's father's business, and we light off fireworks and eat ice cream and hang out.
Nice.
Because this whole place is set up for just hanging out, and we camp there for the night. So
yeah. That's sick.
Everyone sets up tents at the business in the woods near the water. It's sick, man.
That's gnarly.
And we light off a shit ton of fireworks. Like $200 worth of fireworks in the parking lot. It's fucking,
Oh shit.
It's sick. It's just like a full show, and then they number them like 1 through like 20 or whatever, and then you just have to light one firework off at a time. You know, the kids
That's
love it.
wild.
It's so sick, man. It's just everyone hanging out into the night, and like just a bunch of people and they keep the shack open, so there's food and ice cream and stuff.
So you're just throwing all the groms in the van and taking them down there? Or?
I'm taking some of them, but some of them are driving up with their family and stuff. They like Elijah's rolling up with his dad because they love camping together. Like, my friend Mike, who has a small skate brand out here called Vulture Crew, he's bringing his daughters, and he usually rolls up and skates the jam with us and stuff.
Nice,
dude. Speaking of another legendary older ripper guy, Mike Ribs.
I've been talking to our USO rep here at now. It's no longer Fort Bragg, Fort Liberty. I talked to him about trying to. There was a mandate from Congress that we had to change all names from Confederate names to non-Confederate names. So every military base that had a Confederate name had to change. It's just Congress doing their thing. But we're the only. Here's the cool thing about Fort Liberty: we are now the only Army base not named after a person. So they went through a million names, right? And they're like, this guy and this Medal of Honor recipient, or this first African American 4-star general. And they went through all these names, and they were having a lot of debate about it. And a Gold Star mom, which is a mom who lost his son or daughter in combat, was in one of these meetings, and she stood up and she said, "Hey, my kid didn't die for somebody's name; he died for liberty." And they went,
"Amen,
liberty."
Yeah, amen.
Fucking stomp the fucking table. And so we are now for liberty. So give me liberty or give me death. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I don't hate it. It's weird because Bragg is such a part of my life. And I think Fort Bragg, home of the 82nd Airborne Division, is so much bigger than the name it's associated with. No one even considers the founding of that name or where it came from. It's hard for me because I've been a part of it for so long. But the next generation, it'll be liberty to them, and it'll be what they make it.
And they must have named it after him for a reason, like he earned the title or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gave it out for a reason.
So a lot of bases got changed. So it's just where we're at right now. I'm unemotional about it, but let's see what the next generation, what history they build with For Liberty.
I like having an ideal to aim at. Liberty's a good one instead of aiming at like a person. Like that's not a bad.
Yeah, it's more of an idea.
Yeah, it's an ideal. It's something to strive for. You strive towards liberty. We're striving towards a liberty.
Right. That's what we're doing. So I don't hate it. But what was I going to say? Liberty. Well, I'm talking to the USO rep here at Fort Liberty. He's a pretty good dude. And I was talking to him, figuring out how we can put on a skate competition. There's so many paratroopers that skate. Like when I'm at the parks, I bump into people all the time. So I think it'd be cool to put on a USO skate jam.
That's really cool.
And maybe, so because we have a cement park on the fort. So my last video I did was actually at that park. I don't skate it a lot until recently. I started skating it more just because I was going to our downtown park and I was just doing the same shit over and over again. I was like, I need to break it up. Like I just got to get out of my routine, because I don't have that consistency. I'll go there and I'll do the things I'm supposed to know how to do, but then I fight through them the whole time. And the next thing I know, 2 hours gone by and I'm doing the same shit I always do.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just wanted to go to the Liberty Park. It's called Cleveland Skate Park. It's on Fort Liberty, and just like try and break it up. And if nothing else, there's some higher ledges to pop onto. And I feel like I lost a lot of pop, not just because I'm old, but because I'm not exercising it. So even just doing those type of things.
I like how you said not because I'm old.
Yes, not just
totally
because I'm old. Yeah, but if you're not, like you said, if you're not using it, you're gonna lose it. So
don't
just use there and
don't use your age as an excuse.
Right. So I think it's important to, like any fitness program you have, if you do the same workout all the time, your body's going to become accustomed to that fitness program and you're not going to see results. You gotta cycle it. So right now I'm cycling my skate park over to Cleveland just to clear my head. Plus a lot of the homies I used to ride with, they just recently moved away, so there's still a couple guys there, but the core group is kind of split. And I don't blame them. They're 24 to 30-year-olds that are, finding their way through life like we all did at that age. They can't hang out forever with the old guy and pump the bowl. So I get it. It's just a bummer. This is my third, I like to call it my third generation of friends, right? So I started in El Paso and I had all the El Paso locals that really brought me in the circle when I started pushing around trying to learn how to ollie and 50-50. And then I went to Korea and I had all the other service members that skated. We kind of built a little travel crew and we just went and just found every damn park we could in South Korea. And then I came here and I had this group and now they're gone, but another group will come. Like they know where to find me. I'm at the park, I'm trying to get tricks somewhere.
Dude, you sound like me, man. I was like that for a long time. I cycled through, I had like multiple skate teams. I'm on my second generation. I got the Groms now. It was started with like Billy and Goonan, and then Timmy and Derek, and then they all turned pro, and now I kind of have another flow team coming up of all the Groms.
And you're just doing a little Stacy Peralta thing. You're just building them up, man.
Yeah, we got some amateur kids ripping too right now. I got Jacob Jensen, Jacob Hammond. We got my friend Steven Rips. He actually was in the Army too for a little bit. He didn't have that great of an experience, but
yeah, I saw he was on the podcast, right?
Yeah. But
but
I just seen him today. He was like roofing at one of the businesses near where I was pressing skateboard graphics. I was going hard today and getting skateboards out the door, but he came and just stopped in and visited me, and I was talking to him and hanging out for a little bit.
I'll tell you what, man, the Army's been like great opportunity for me. Like I said before, it's going to allow me to go do what I want to do when I get out versus what I have to do. Not everyone has that. Not everyone has that experience, but it really is like any other job. It's what you make of it,
Yeah, totally.
So, and at the end of the day, what are you trying to do? Like trying to do what you signed up for, and you're trying to feed your family. So like go hard or go hungry. I don't care what your job is.
Yeah, it's the same as skating too. It's like some people do it a lot and other people don't do it as much,
Yeah.
It's like
all my free time goes to it. I love it. Love it. We got this thing's getting worked.
Dude, nose is looking like it's been shredded. Nice.
That's what that flat nose is for, right?
Killing it. Killing it. Got to use it. You got a good front nose, man. Front nose is one that you have to, well, maybe not for everyone, but for me, I got to like practice it and be doing a lot of front nose to get them good. It's not like an easy one for me.
What I haven't learned is to ollie into it. Like I'm faking it. Like I'm slapping into it essentially every time.
Yeah, but so I don't even think I learned that. I think I just learned to ollie in.
That's what's giving me the control is it's a slappy motion. And even on the last video, there's a much higher ledge, and I might have popped a little bit, but my mindset is I'm just going to slap you into it. So I'm still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I just like it. It's funny. It's become my go-to warm-up trick because if you get to slide backwards at 46, you're kind of winning. So I was just like, I can go to the park. I don't have to pop. I don't have to do anything, but now I'm getting my shoulders moving, getting my hips moving, getting my knees moving, getting my balance about me. I can control whatever speed I want on that trick. So it's kind of a nice warm-up trick. And then I can go into the beating the hell out of myself on the next trick.
Do you like some punishment?
Oh man, I don't want the punishment, but I got to learn something. Like I've been doing the same tricks for so long. I've probably, like, this is no bullshit, I've probably done 3,000 attempts at tray flips in the last couple of months.
Yeah, good to hear.
And it's fucking killing me because it's right there. At any moment, my feet are gonna stick to that board. And I'm gonna roll away, like at any moment. But it's just that far away every time.
You got to go back to your push standing still. So set up for your push, put your front foot on and go straight up and hold your balance and find your center of balance for your push. then turn sideways, get your feet nice and wide, and start to find that tray flip with the front foot and the back foot.
So the flip is all happening perfectly to my front side and slightly back. So my back foot is landing on my front bolts.
So you're ahead of it?
I'm ahead of it. I gotta lean. I gotta get my back seat a little more.
You probably got to stand up a little more, push it out in front of you. You got to always work on your pop, ollie up things. That's how you're going to sharpen the timing on the pop, and you'll get the drag nice and quick. So, always practice that, because the 360 flip is just basically a snappy ollie, because you got to hit right on the center of the tail, and you got to have that front foot set up so that you can spread your legs and let it happen, you know?
And I'm trying to learn it on an 875, right? I could go to a smaller board, but I've made the decision that this is what I'm skating.
How big? What's your size? What are we talking? What's your build? No, you.
Me? I'm 70 inches, which is 5'10". 200 pounds with a size 11.5 shoe.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm super comfortable on this board. I like it. I want to get all my tricks on this board. I've tried going super light on boards, like a flight deck with magnesium trucks, and that's almost too light. The board gets away from me because I don't have the control. I like a little bit of heft because I can manipulate the board a little bit better.
Yeah.
I don't have finesse. I don't finesse anything. I'm gonna fucking power it. That's why heel flip is like the best trick for me, because all I have to do is pop it and fucking ninja kick the shit out of it, and it's gonna go down. I don't have to think about it.
So what I was gonna say is, so when you go from your push, you find your center of balance, front foot on the board, and you go straight up and you hold it standing still. That's control. Once you can stand on the board with one foot, like just off to the side, and you can hold it, then you can swing your hips onto it and keep your toes and heels on. And with the tray flip, set up for your tray flip, standing still, and just lean into the front and lift your back foot up as much as you can to where it's almost not off the board, and hold that for as long as you can. Find your tray flip and kind of lean right into the front. You'll build a muscle. You'll build a muscle in that front leg that will help you explode up from there, so you can really get the tray flip. You just gotta you gotta find your tray flip and hold it in a stationary position as long as you can. Do that.
One thing I'm noticing is I'm not flicking my front foot because I'm just trying to do it in the scoop, but I'm trying to get it out of the way, and I'm getting it out of the way a little too violently where it's opening my shoulders. And I have to think about it every time to not do that. I have to close my shoulders to get it over the board.
Yeah,
it's kicking the shit. I mean, you can, on the last video, you can see, I think I put like 10 attempts in there of where I'm at on it. And like, it's just one of those things. The only way to learn it is to go do it. And once I land one and I feel that one, then I'll know. That's how I worked on heel flips for, holy shit, probably 2 years before I got my first heel flip, but I never went all in like this. I was just throwing them around sporadically. And then I got heel flip on the bank first, bank to fakie, not up and over the bank. Then I got over the bank, and then I got fakie heel on flat.
Yeah.
But it took me 2 years to go from fakie heel on flat to regular heel flip on flat. And it was all because of that backseat position. The bank puts me on that backseat position. The fakie puts me in that backseat position. But when I went forward, I was getting ahead of it.
Yeah.
So when I went regular,
you probably got to lean into your front foot a lot more when you're holding your tricks. So if you practice, because that'll force you to lean forward and plant into it, and you'll be able to go up from there. If you're going up too back, much in the back, it's gonna hard to keep it under you. That's what a lot of it is just trying to figure out how to keep the trick under you, centered for sure. Under you. So it's like
that's trust the battle.
Yeah, that's why the battle. That's why the ollie's so good, because if you can find your center with an ollie and be able to ollie up stuff, in ollie, that's the same for the kickflip. The tray, it starts to spread out a little wider, but it all starts from the ollie, which stems from the push, right? The push, ollie, 180s, 360s.
For sure.
Kickflips.
On the forge your flip, just getting my feet set in general between tricks has always been challenging. On the last video, I did a backside nose slide off the drop ledge into a bank, straight to a bank on the heel, or a heel flip on the bank to fakie. And like, those are the tricks I do, but that was the first time I put them together that quickly.
Yeah.
Like, but that took a long time just to like, man, that 200 pounds, like it's hard to move on the grip tape sometimes when I land. I'm like, oh, I made it. I'm so excited I made it. I can't readjust. And that was the first time I was able to readjust. But it all comes down to board time. And like, I get to skate Saturdays at best. you know. So it's hard to learn anything if you're skating one full weekend a month or every Saturday or every other Saturday. When you can't skate during the week, man, like the
For
biggest
sure.
advice I give to anybody that's starting is make time during the week. It's the one thing I can't do, and it's the reason I have to relearn everything I just did last week this week,
Yeah.
you know, because I can't keep with it. But I don't give a shit at the end of the day. I'm out there, I'm getting it. It's fun. Like if I don't
It'll,
land anything, I don't land anything. If I get some shit, I'm excited.
yeah, that's the best.
Yeah. It's pretty
That's
sick.
that's usually like maybe like a Friday. If you go to Fridays at the Edge, it's sick because everyone's just worked all week and they just want to skate. You know, get
Yeah.
once a week maybe. Like they get hyped. It's good to have a
Yeah.
good crew at the skate parks and stuff too.
Yeah, and I'm in that
It's
transition right now with like I said before with the no crew, which is fine. Actually, historically, when I've had those gaps, has been some of my best progression. Um, because I like to skate with people. I don't always just focus in on stuff. But when I'm skating by myself, I have no problem trying the same thing for 3 hours. I
yeah.
have zero problem with that when I'm skating by myself. So some of these lulls and in the, you know, skating with the dudes or not, some of these lulls kind of give me a better progression because I can really just put all my effort in and not just be the weird guy that's been on that ledge for 3 hours, you know. So nobody wants to do that to me. So they all want to skate all around. So
Skating alone is a different experience. I like it. I used to skate by myself all the time when I was younger. It was the best to just go out and be like, I'm gonna go fucking. Sometimes I would skate hard, but I would just be working out my emotions, you know, by myself,
yeah,
just out
yeah,
there.
it clears that you can't think about anything else when you're really skating. Like
Yeah,
that's all your thought, you know, is you know,
yeah,
that just clears the mind. And then those pauses or breaks between, you know, catching your breath, or whatever, that's where like you get some clarity in your life. And then I mean, if you look at the greats, Mullen wasn't skating with anybody, you know, he's in a
yeah.
barn in Florida on a fucking 8 by 10 piece of cement. You know, he figured all that shit out. So maybe there's something to it, you know. So
You need both. You need both. People are awesome
you
too.
do.
It's the
But
best.
people are awesome because they push you to do things you weren't thinking about. You know, it changes your lens. Like get you unstuck quite a bit. There's a guy, Thaddeus, I skate with down at the Rowan Park, and we just had a small little clip where I did front side, no side, and he did backside on the same ledge together. Like that's cool, right? Like just having those moments and battling it together and getting it. He got really the best trick though, because I missed one. So my board was sitting by the ledge, right? And then he was
Went over
doing
it.
front. Yeah, he shoved over it and like
Oh.
kept on rolling. I was like, oh man. So I'm like, I didn't get the trick, but he got a cool ass clip, you
Yeah,
know.
you got to take those opportunities when they come. You can't miss them, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So it was sick. But oh man, I love this shit. And you know, the YouTube thing, this has been a great experience. Just like I said before, just learning new things and proving you can learn new things. And like you said, not you have more freedom when you're not trying to monetize things.
Yeah.
But when I get out of the army, like I want to start different channels. Like I want to do different things. I will never, I don't think monetize my skateboarding channel because I don't ever want to feel like work. But
Yeah.
there's other things I definitely want to do. And man, coming up on 6 years of YouTube, I get it. Like I've learned so much about this whole platform and this whole world. And I know all the things I'm doing wrong for this channel if I was trying to make it successful. And I really hope that I'm in a position where I can put more effort towards that than another career. I'd like to have a job versus a career when I'm done with the army. I don't think I have enough emotional energy for another career. Definitely like to have a job. Um, yeah,
Amen,
I
brother.
want to, I want to sleep at night, right? If I go all in on a whole nother career, I'm not going to be able to sleep at night.
I get it.
Just like I've been lucky. I've been married to the same woman for 27 years. Like I owe her some time, you know, when this is all over. So
I'm
a job versus a career would be a lot better. But can I go out and make different content, whether YouTube is the platform at that time or not? Who knows? But I want to get out there and I want to help other people tell their stories because I think that's the sickest shit. Like everybody's got a story to tell, and I want to tell other people's stories.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's super rewarding even if you're getting paid or not. It's just rewarding to like connect
yeah,
with people and share stories and build a platform and like network and make some friends and encourage each other.
Right.
It's like we're definitely fortunate to have this stuff as much as it's trying to kill us, the technology.
That's, social media in general will, if you take it personally and things don't go well, it can beat you up mentally. But if you just take it for an opportunity, a grain of salt, then you can have a lot of fun with it. And then if you go all in with the right plan, you can make a whole life out of it. So it's interesting that the same thing that, can just bring you down to the lowest point of depression can also, be the thing that drives you to continue progressing. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna open this box, man, because I've been waiting.
Hell yeah.
I ordered this stuff from you, I think, a month ago, and I've had this box for 3 weeks.
Shout out to Peter James Glenn, the artist Peter James Glenn. He did this. Yeah. This is the original Wartime series, and we put it on Shape Decks, right, Ant?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So you don't put these decks on your website. They got to be specially requested, right? But that 8.75 flat nose, that's what I've been riding with the All I Need grip.
Yeah, the flat nose.
I don't know what grip you're using, but I like it.
Yeah,
so
sick, man.
It's sick. So
it's like a Jessup.
So
I grew up skating Jessup grip tape, so I got like a grit that's similar to like the classic Jessup. Yeah.
So the reason I bought all these boards is you've known me long enough. I fucking like to try a million different boards. And because I'm trying a million different boards, I think it slows down some of my progression because I have to relearn the new board as much as the new trick or the old trick.
That's so that's a thing in itself.
Yeah, right. So I said, I'm going to go all in and I'm going to get, 4 in a row. And I'm going to this is going to be my board until, we figure something else out or I buy more. So I've had this one and I was like, let's do 3 more. So I'm going to open this up.
I think that flat nose 875, if people do buy boards from the site, you can definitely request that, the flat nose. We have the pointed one, but you have the actual flat nose one. So
yeah, I use the flat nose. I haven't tried the pointed nose one. I know you just got to put it in the comments or what do you call it? The remarks.
There's a customer notes. You can just request it.
Yeah.
And I can put a lot of the graphics on that board too. So if there's a specific graphic, I can do that, and I will get it on. I will get it online eventually. I just been so busy with everything. It's been crazy.
Those are the conversations you and I have when I'm like, hey, I want to do more of the flat nose, but can I do this graphic? Can I do that graphic? And you're like, yes, that one's been tested. No, that one's too short. I'm like, okay, cool.
I just sold some of those flat noses to Narragansett Beer. They put Crush It Like Quint on some of those flat noses, and they given them out to their vendors. So
hell yeah! All right, let's see what's first. Move the microphone a little bit.
Oh hell yeah!
All right, we got a gray.
These boards are coming out
gray
of the US. The boards are from the USA. They're made in Maine.
Oh, and what's the first one? It's yours.
Did you notice it's got the green wood grain? I've never done that one either. That's a one-off.
Oh man, that's sick.
On the bottom where the
on the bottom, right there.
We left usually we just do the it's almost like a white, just a natural wood grain. But I had some green veneered ones that I was like, oh, this will look sick.
That's sick. Put the microphone.
Yeah, it was kind of like the microphone just crushing stuff, and I was like, put some tanks and some planes in there, like full wartime, like sirens and
But I think it's cool because the wartime series, but when I think of the microphone in wartime, I think of Robin Williams, right? And you still have that DJ in every war, right? Who's the sound of the war, right?
Totally. And that's the whole concept, was wartime. We're going to war for skateboarding. It was and we started started the podcast to talk about skateboarding.
Yeah.
Because I really when I started All I Need, it was my mission to keep the hope alive, because I lost my sponsors and I was just I want to keep this going, and it's going to take a lot of work. So it's going to be feel like a war, Because the things you want to build and keep in your life, they're worth fighting for,
For sure.
Yeah, otherwise your life will if you don't take control of it, someone else will, So it's hard to do that. It's all constant struggle.
Yeah, you can't leave room for negativity to come in. You gotta fill that gap.
You gotta hang on to the things that help you grow, that are beneficial to you. So even if it's a simple thing that gets you your heart beating like a skateboard, it's worth hanging on to and going to war for. What's
I
the
just
next?
love the idea. I just love the idea of like what goes into a board graphic because we're gonna destroy. So the book, right? Disposable art. That just makes so much sense to me. Like,
Yeah,
here's this beautiful thing. I'm buying this graphic because it's rad, so I can destroy it and go buy another one.
skate and
Like, that's
destroy.
insane, right? All right. How about
Damn.
this one here? This is sick.
Yes,
The
that's a
dove piece, right? The piece on the helmet. I think that's kind of like go back to Vietnam, kind of that. Okay, I'm doing what I have to do, but like, man, it should be nice if I didn't have to.
totally, totally.
A lot of people think the army's job is just to go kill everyone. It's not. The job is to be ready, deter, and if deterrence fails, go fucking fight and win, right? But deterrence is always the first goal, and that doesn't work. Then you jump out of airplanes behind there and stab in the face.
Yeah,
You know, so I like this because this is just like this is what I thought of when I was joining the army. Like, I'm gonna be that guy.
yeah, fuck yeah.
But then I learned paratroopers didn't have mustaches.
Bummer. Yeah, that's a Corey Goonan pro model, and he's about to have a baby any day now.
So are you. So are you. We're definitely gonna hit that up.
November for me.
Oh yeah.
Goonan's lady actually could go like give birth any day now. Like they're a little bit
Yeah.
ahead. They're ahead of us. All
And
right.
then this one, I bought the popsicle version of the Timmy, but I gave it away on the channel.
Oh, that's
So
right.
now I've got this one.
Damn.
So this is sick because I don't know if you know this. Almost all my tattoos have gas masks on them.
What? Can you show us
So
one?
yeah,
Can give me a little?
yeah.
Yeah, Timmy Knuth rips, and he's like a destroyer. Like he's a wartime soldier. Oh, what? That's way
So
sick.
that's like that's from the Transplants, which is Tim Armstrong and Travis Barker's band.
Okay.
Even you can't see this one, but like even my Grim Reaper pulling this dude into the gas. He's wearing a
That's
gas
sick.
mask, and then I got the Smooth Criminal right here wearing a gas mask.
What? Dude, full sleeve too. Nice.
Yeah, so like almost all my shit. Oh, I've got myself. Man, how do I show this? Here we go. No, no, that's not it.
Route 66.
Rotate. There you go. Oh man,
Oh,
that's
I
a terrible
see.
view. So I got gas mask, tie on the head,
With the
old
skateboard.
fucking bone skateboard,
Is there a
jump
skull
boots,
skull on there?
M4 weapon. It's the
Dang.
Ripper. It's the Ripper coming out of the skateboard.
Sick.
So,
Dude, hell yeah, Ant. That's dope.
so I'm stoked to have 4 sets of the four in a row. It's going to keep me honest with my progression. So I'm
Yeah.
stoked on that.
Hell yeah.
So we
Timmy
got some art. We got some art now.
Timmy Knuth is like when that board was coming around, he had like I think he had already kickflipped crooked Hollywood 16, which is a
Holy
gnarly.
shit!
It was like groundbreaking for that time, and he's just like a skate destroyer. So we give him like the atomic nuclear war, like gas mask. Like he's
Yeah,
just that's his attitude. And Goonan definitely is like a soldier from Vietnam. Like he was more like that when he was younger, just kind of rebel against the system, kind of like
yeah.
little resentment in there about whatever, you know.
That's the thing about the Americans, American public, right? We're going to have our disagreements, but then day when it comes time to go do it, we're going to go do it. Like
Yeah.
that's the job. I'm going to go do the job, regardless of how I feel about it emotionally. This is the task. I'm going to go knock out the task. That's how we got our liberty, right? So
Yeah.
it's pretty gnarly, but I'm stoked. It's been a good ride so far. I'm going to keep going. I am going to get some shoulder surgery soon. So
Which shoulder?
well, actually I need full replacement on both.
Wow.
But I'm going to do my left shoulder first, see how I heal out. I can live with the pain. I'd like to not live with the pain. So I'm going to see how the left heals out before I do my dominant arm, because I don't want to go do my dominant arm and it doesn't work out well. It doesn't heal up right. So I want to build some confidence with my left arm, if that makes any sense first. Go from there.
What was it that did it, or that does
It's
it?
just wear and tear. Like there's not a single event. Like all the tendons and all the muscles are good. The bone is on the bone. Like if there's no space left. So they're gonna, they've been just grinding against each other for years. So I'm gonna go straight Terminator, with a fucking metal ball and a metal cup. And the reason I'm doing the metal is that's going to allow me to keep doing the things I want to do. I'm going to be able to skate or surf when I retire. I want to learn to windsurf when I retire. It's going to allow me to still be more active, but the downside is I'm going to have it redone probably in my 70s because I'm going to wear that shit out.
Yeah,
it's just going to grind on it. But at first I said no. I said no 2 years ago to it because at the time the technology and what they had was, I was like, can I still do all the things I want to do? And they're like, no, you can swing a golf club. I was like, can I go slam on the concrete? And they're like, no. I was like, can I still jump out of airplanes? They're like, no. I was like, don't want it. So I've just been living with the limited mobility and the pain this entire time. And then I went back to get some shots, and Doc was like, hey man, what about metal? And I was like, what about it? He's like, you can still do all the things. I was like, well, yeah, let's do that. So
he's like, you want to be a cyborg? We'll make you a cyborg.
Yeah.
The
hard part for me is like, what am I going to do in that time? Like, skating's the thing that's kept me sane for the last 5-6 years. If I can't do that, like, I'm going to have to find different ways to integrate skating and maybe that's where I'm interviewing other skaters or just going to the park or doing whatever. But I don't want to have stale content, not for the purpose of content, but I don't want to lose the people that I've been interacting with for the last 5.5 years. And all of a sudden I'm gone for 6 months. So I gotta figure that out, because I'm not the kind of guy to like go get a bunch of footage and hold him like, this is my next video. Dude, when you get a video from me, that's the last video. Like, that's the last damn thing I did. I don't have a bank of footage. I got whatever I got, if I don't go get some new tricks, like, there's no fucking video. So right now I do have a slappy video I'm behind on editing just because it's a lot, and it's me and my buddy Gavin. We hit our slappy spot up. I built this most gnarly slappy board in the history of slappy boards. Like, it's got the Bones hardcore grip that's used for long boards. It's the anti-hero 10 curb mammoths. So it's got, Moses, standing there holding red curbs.
That graphic's sick.
Yeah, and then I got the new slappy trucks on it. I didn't do the inverted kingpin because there's so much room still on those slappy trucks. You don't need the inverted kingpin. But that board was made to do nothing but take paint off your fucking local curb. Like, I fucking love it. It's fucking sick. I gotta edit that one up. And then I went down to St. Augustine in July, and there's this guy YouTube channel, Work for Avocados, Michael Regan, and he's mostly a surfer, but he does skate and surf skate too. I went down there and caught a surf skate session with him. I don't know how good the footage is on that one. I need to go look at it. I've been so busy since I came out of that vacation time period. I really haven't had a chance to look at it. But that dude's awesome. He's fucking sick.
Usually if I sit on some footage for a little bit and I come back, I think the same thing. And then when I see it, I'm usually stoked on it again. I'm like, oh yeah. Like, so
he was on a surf trip somewhere in South America. And like, he kind of overextended his welcome, and he's like, oh man, I got to get a job and save money to go back. So he ended up like, he was like a licensed masseuse. So he's just like giving massages for like what anybody will pay him for anything. And he said like one day this lady just like came in with like this giant avocado, like, and it was like the first food he had in like 3 days. And it's just this massive avocado. So that's why his channel is called Work for Avocados. So like, he's sick, just a good dude. Yeah, Work for Avocados. Check that out. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I want to.
Maybe when you have downtime, you got to find a new way to use the channel, where you can do something involving it that like is fun and you like to do it.
For sure.
Expand yourself.
So I've never done a shoe review, and I should probably do a video on that. And the reason is I've skated the same exact shoe for the last 3.5 years.
Wow.
I have skated nothing but the Tyshawn Adidas. That's it. I went through a little shoe madness when I first started. And then once I put that Tyshawn on, I own every colorway of Tyshawn that's ever come out in a size 11.5 that I got my hands on.
Describe your feet to me. Why do you like
it? It's a cup sole, right? And I do like a cup sole. I don't need a lot of board feel. I'm not doing tech tricks. Like, I need to be secure in my shoe more than I need to feel my board. It's a mid, and it's not that I need the ankle support. It's the I have a very rounded, heel before it goes to my ankle, and the mid kind of holds it on my foot more than a regular shoe does.
Okay.
Because everything after the heel, the way it cups up and comes back to the ankle, kind of secures that shoe on me. And I hate getting snake bit by my board when it rolls back and fucking bounces on your fucking ankle.
Oh yeah.
So like I just like having that little bit of extra protection. I'm not using it for the support. Sometimes I don't even lace the top too. I just like to have it the way it feels and fits on my foot. And they're durable as shit. Like it is the most durable shoe in the world. Like it's a fuck. That's what sold me on. I kept watching all these guys when they first came out. They're skating them and like I'm watching all their videos and they're not changing their shoes out as often. So I started asking them like, what are you skating now? Man, Tyshawn's. Like, how long you been on it? And they're like 4 weeks. Like usually these guys are running through shoes every 2 weeks. And I was like, all right, let me try this out. And then the last 2 pairs, I went to the leather ones, like instead of the suede. And like I'm sold on that white leather. Like that shit works all right for me.
Is it narrow or wider?
It's a narrower shoe. It's a narrow shoe. I got one right here. Hold on. Hi, Sean.
Those ones are fresh.
Yeah.
Those are just chiller ones, though. You're not skating those ones yet.
No, I've been skating these for 3 sessions, I think.
Nice.
This is the light. It's bright in here, so it's making them look better than they need to.
Extra white.
But like this part of the shoe is tall, and I do have a tall midfoot, so that fits good. And then kind of what I said with the heel, say that kind of comes up and then in. Yeah. So like my heel's back here, but then I'm still secure up here. And this is all memory foam inside here, so it locks you in.
It locks your nubby heel in there.
Right. And like I've never had an issue with any of their soles, so no, I just like the Tyshawn. It just works for me. And like now I'm like scared to try other shoes because what if they just suck and it's just a waste of money and I lose my tricks? So I just keep buying the same shoe. It's funny because I have all this board madness, but I have no shoe madness at all.
I get that. It's great when you find a shoe that you're like, this works. This is exactly it. You don't hold to it. It's fun. It's fun getting new shoes, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It is. Like I see shoes all the time. There's some low tops that I would love to skate, but I've never. The only low top I skated that I had good sessions in was the S Swift 1.5s or 2.5s. I think it was an S Swift, and that's the shoe I learned manuals and everything else in because I had super wiggly ankles and everything. Like, oh man, this is great. But I was tired. My feet were tired. I was beat to death. I was riding the train to the skate parks in South Korea. I'm walking all day. I'm skating all day, and my feet are just beat. And then once I put the Tyshawn's on, like my feet weren't tired anymore. I was like,
not to change the subject, but what are the skate parks like in Korea?
Oh man, I got a whole playlist of skate parks in South Korea. Even on my channel, if you go to the About page, there's a Google map that'll show you every skate park in South Korea.
Rad.
So I found that from a Korean while I was out there, and that's what my buddy used to go find all the parks. So they're mostly wood fab parks. When we were leaving, the Incheon Park, which I have 2 videos for, was the first full cement U.S. style park built, but it's sick. It's amazing. But a lot of the kids out there rollerblade. So like there's a lot of big quarters and shit where they're doing like triple flips and fucking just gnarly shit that I'll never understand.
A lot of the Korean kids are into rollerblading.
Dude, they are fun.
Breaks my heart.
There's a lot of skaters out there too, but like the parks are built for they look like they're built for BMX and rollerblade. But they've got great wood bowls. Like the wood bowl, there's 2 wood bowls I loved, one in Incheon and one in Dongtan. And like I'll go hard on wood bowl. Like I go back and watch my bowl videos from Korea, I'm way better of a bowl skater than I am now because I'm willing to take some slams on some wood. I'm just going to hit and slide. The concrete out here will change your life. So, but I really enjoyed all my time in South Korea. It is sick. There's one in Chucheon, and it's where they did the Korean X Games. And like me and my buddies went there and skated that park. That video is called All My Friends Are Rad because they're all way better skaters than me. And that was kind of like the last wrap up video before I left South Korea. And that park was just insane, from foam pits to giant ledges, huge quarters. Like you're like you're like in a stadium just surrounded by like 12-foot, for drop-ins, all the way around, and then just park in the middle. It's just so sick.
Yeah, that's full BMX, it seems like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just rad. I loved my time skating in South Korea because we were skate park hunting for the whole year. Like that's what we did. When I first got there, I was coming out of the Sergeant Major's Academy, which is a year-long school, and I'm going to Korea, and a dude hits me up. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to be in Korea too. I'll skate with you." And I was like, "Oh, cool." Classmate, didn't know him the whole time I was in the class, but he was that's when I started the channel, so he was watching the channel. And I get to Korea, and I meet Norm, and Norm doesn't even have a skateboard. I was like, "Thought you're gonna skate." He's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna travel with you, so you ain't got to do it alone." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Within 3 weeks, Norm had a board. Now
Of
he's getting
course.
after it, and then we found some other guys and some other guys, and next thing you know, we're just like 6 dudes just traveling every single place we can find in Korea with
Yep.
a skate park, and it's just that was the best. That was the best. Like, fucking loved every minute of it.
That's like
So
that's what I like about street skating is you explore the city like looking for the
yeah.
little spots, and if you have a crew of people and you're just like it's so
So
sick.
that's when I met. You probably know him by Mowgli. He was on Braille for a little bit. Manuel Herrera Mowgli. He goes by Jungle Book or Mowgli.
I
I
feel like
was
I've seen
we
some like videos online before.
yeah we were I was street skating in South Korea and bumped into Mowgli. I didn't know who Mowgli was, but we're just talking, and he's so passionate about skateboarding. And I find he's got a YouTube channel. Never heard of him. Tell him about mine, and we're just talking. He films my first ever 5.0. It's dirty as hell, but he filmed it. And like the idea that this guy's on his skate vacation, away from work and real life problems, grinding it out in California, and he took time to like bullshit with me, and then took the time to like take those runs to film a trick, on his time. I just thought that was so fucking cool that this dude was willing to take that time and encourage me through it and film it. And we just became just super good homies after that because I don't know, just skating brings people together. I don't care what your language is or where you're from or whatever. Like you got a board and you're ready to throw down. Like let's go skate. And every place we went in Korea, we were fully accepted. Like there was no heat from any locals or anything anywhere. It
That's
was super
sick.
rad. Yeah,
It's because they're
I
too
found
busy.
that
They're fighting off
I
the
found that to be my experience
rollerbladers.
everywhere. Yeah, I found that to be my experience everywhere I've gone. Like there's no, in the '80s there was a lot of heat from locals in different places. Like you skated where you skated, and you skated with who you skated with, and that was the bottom line.
Yeah.
Um, but now it's like everywhere I go, I don't know if I'm getting like an old man pass, but everyone's super cool. Like everyone's super cool.
No,
You
I
know?
think it's just like the culture changed a little bit. Because so when I was growing up, it was much more like there was some like dickheadish, aggressive, like competitive. This is my shit. You're like, calm the fuck down. But now there's so many people
Yeah.
skating. It's like it's so obvious,
Yeah.
It's insane now, especially if you're near a skate park. I
When
guess
they
like
when people want to come back into it, like the older guys are like, "Hey, I'm worried about going to the park or this or that." I was like, "Look, you have to go to the park. You're not going to progress unless you're around other people." I was like, "Number two, if you just go there and skate the entire time, you're not sitting on obstacles, you're not bullshit. Like if you just go there and skate, you earn everyone's respect. Like that's all you have to do.
yeah,
Just go skate. I don't care at what level. If you are pulling yourself off the ground every 5 seconds, people are going to respect you.
yeah,
But if you go there and just stand around and be like, I used to skate, people will be like, yeah, you still don't. You
yeah.
know, you gotta you gotta go. You gotta go take your hits, you
Yeah.
know.
I can't tell you how many people I know that I've like never even had that many conversations with them, but I've just known because we've spent hours skating together. Because we
Yeah.
both went to the place to skate and have fun. We say
Yeah.
hi, we're friendly. There's a lot of other people, different dynamics,
Yeah.
people, and you're just all focused on skating. And you're like, you know each other, you've
Yeah.
seen each other a bunch, but
Right.
especially
And then
where I'm at,
a
yeah,
month goes by, and you're like, where's that dude? And everyone's like, what dude? The dude that always leaves the red strip down the center of
kickflips.
his board.
He does his
That guy.
kickflips. He does the
Yeah.
kickflips that way. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
know him. You always know him by his
Yeah.
skating.
Yeah. Like, where'd that guy go?
The dude who does all
You
the
know?
front shoves. What happened to him?
Right. Right. It's pretty funny.
I have people
But
come up to me because I've been skating for so long. Like, it's been, oh God, where am I at now?
a
25,
million years.
25 years? A million? I'm 40. I started at 12 basically. So yeah, so a long time. And but I've been to so many different parks, and I constantly go to the skate park a lot, so I always meet
Yeah.
people, especially growing up. It's constantly at skating meeting people, so I've seen waves of people, and they come back to me like, oh yeah, remember me, you used to teach me skate lessons. I'm like,
Yeah.
I kind of remember you sometimes. Some of them I'm like,
Right.
yes, definitely, and then others I'm like, what, this is like, it's just like so many souls, you know.
For sure.
But
For sure.
it's awesome. It's like that's the beauty of like a skate park and a community of people, and just like seeing each other time after time. It's cool to know there's
Yeah.
people out there working on their thing and breaking a sweat and being
For
creative.
sure.
I love skate parks just because it's not even just skateboarders, although I love skateboarders, but like there's a bunch of BMXers. There's just young kids and humans
Yeah.
at the. There's just humans at the skate park. You can't help to like whether they're on a scooter or a rollerblade. It's just like there's just a kid or an adult or a person. You're like
If
you meet
you and
people.
I have kind of had some conversations about this offline. Like, I want to get into street skating. I want to get out of the fences, but like, I there's something about going to a place where skateboarding's happen that helps me skate. And then the idea of, because I don't have street skating friends, like getting, first of all, finding a spot in southeast North Carolina is not easy. Like we barely have curbs, you know. The South is the South. Like I haven't found a spot where there's something I can do at a skate park that I can bring to the streets yet, other than like a slappy spot. That's something I'm struggling with, but it's intimidating. I don't care how good or well I've learned a single trick in the park and that smooth concrete, perfect ledge environment. Taking that same trick to the anywhere in the real streets is, man, it mentally messes with me. It is hard.
It's a whole different thing, man. You gotta like
Yeah.
relearn it. That's why the streets can be madness because you're out there and you're like, I can do this trick every time. I fucking know I can. At the skate
Yeah.
park, I do it every fucking time. Why can't I do
Right.
it right now? Why?
Because that one crack, that one slight bump on the roll up, like everything changes.
That's
You
East
know?
Coast. That's East Coast for you because the fucking weather makes everything rugged, or there's a
Yeah.
crack, or the environment's changing all the time. So you're just like, the streets aren't perfect, you know.
No, I'd love to get some street clips, but man,
You need to find
I might
one.
I
You
might
need to
I might
find
have to
one
wait.
friend. You need to find
Yeah.
one friend and then you got to find a spot that you both want to skate together, and then you got to film some clips of each other there, and then you're out in the
For
street.
sure.
You're out in the streets stacking clips with your friends, and then it gets
Yeah.
easier because then you start finding spots like, oh, now we could. I found this spot or that spot. You got to look for like industrial zones. I'm trying to think of that area, or like businesses. Something. I know
Yeah.
it's all flat, but you got to kind of like. There's got to be something that works for that area, you know. You'll find
Yeah,
it.
for
You
sure.
gotta scat. That's half of street skating is getting lost in your
I'm gonna
car.
find it.
Yeah,
Like
going
I
and
can go
hunting
find
it
like
down.
80s style spots. I set up a 1987 Caballero board, and I went and just found like parking lots and weird banks and things like on that
Yes.
board to skate. And
Yeah.
like that was fun, but I knew what I was looking for because I've done that type of street skating in the 80s. I haven't done ever the type of skating I'm doing in the park in a street environment.
Well, you gotta find.
So
You definitely need to find a spot to slap your front nose because you gotta
yeah,
take
for sure.
the tricks from the park to the streets.
Right.
Because you learn it in that perfect environment, and then you find it in
Yeah.
a spot that looks cool or that is could do that
Yep.
that you find naturally that will work with it. That you're like, this looks sick too.
For sure.
No, it's the best. A lot of it
I mean,
becomes about the
I mean,
edit, about the filming and the editing. Like that's
yeah,
when
for
you
sure.
get into video parts. Is like when you start taking the tricks from the skate park, and you got them well enough that you can take it and find like not a perfect spot, but something that just looks sick, and then you start stacking those tricks, and then you
Right.
start once you link the. You were talking about earlier about kind of stringing lines together, even at the
Yeah.
skate park. That's even funner in the streets because you find a spot and it's just like I can hit that and that and that, and it's just like
Yep.
it's just so fun to film that. Then you start
I need to
filming,
knock it
working
out
on video
before I start my shoulder surgery. That way I'm already got the doctor on lockup.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, go get some tricks. But no, I need to break out of it. But at the same time, like I don't mind being at the park. So I would love to go. I would love to just go get something old school in the streets. That would just be awesome.
Dude,
Because right now all I got in the streets is slappy. You know, it's it. You know, and I love a good slappy session. Don't get me wrong. That shit, man, I go flying. You know how many times I just get locked up on a crack and just fly like 10 feet? on a slappy side. It's ridiculous.
Nothing's free. You're gonna have to pay a little bit for each thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's worth the price. It's worth the price of admission every time.
Yeah, I love street skating. That's like my whole world is street skating. That's the one I like have a hard time letting go of. I've been actually filming some clips recently for our new video, stuff that I'm like pretty stoked on. I've had so many freak out moments where I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to film a video part again. And to me, all that means is I'm not gonna be able to go find a spot out in the streets, the perfect spot for the trick that I worked my whole life on. You know, like, oh, I've been looking for a switch heel spot for so long, and then you finally find. So to me, like letting go of that, like, because at some point it's like I'm just returning back to the parks because it's less painful or less of a work. You know, you get older and it's like, especially with injuries, and you're like. But so for me, I'm constantly struggling with that. But I surround myself with so many people that skate that now these young dudes are figuring out street skating, and I'm kind of helping them, and then I'm getting sucked out. But now I'm just being very selective. I don't skate I used to skate every spot. I'm like, I'll get a trick here, even if it's not for my video part, just to skate it. Now just super selective. Like it's got to be a spot that I'm like, all right, I'm gonna probably take a little punishment, but I gotta like the juice got to be worth the squeeze, you know? Like I've been finding some spots. It's always
it'd be cool to take some of your old clips from your old parts and go back and get them now or something else on the same spot and then do a side by side part.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Yeah. Never really thought of that.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
So we're working on a new full length, and like everyone's been stacking so much footage. We've been filming with the VX1000. My friend Nick bought one. And that's like the camera, the skater's camera, you know. So like we've been filming with that a lot, and honestly with my phone. So we have a bunch of footage with just like my phone, the iPhone like 13, 14, I don't know. Yeah. And then we have with the VX, and we're gonna make a video out of it too. Yeah, and Nick's been filming a bunch, and I've been filming other people a lot too.
I mostly use a Canon M50 with a 7 Artisan fisheye. That is my main camera, and then I have the GoPro 360 Max, and I like that one because you can do it just straight ahead, or you can do it in 360, or you can do it in 360 but just straight ahead, and then in the editing you can move it left and right and really create movement like you have someone filming for you when you don't.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of benefits to that camera.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm always like filming with a tripod. So it, like anytime I can get someone to film for me, I'm so stoked because it changes everything. Like going from a stationary tripod, doing the same exact trick with someone following you, it brings the clip to life. It's kind of dead with the tripod.
Yeah,
so
everyone needs a filmer. The filmer is like such a crucial role. That's why I took that. Like when my knee was bothering me a bunch, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna film a bunch because I don't want to hurt my knee. I need to give it time to heal and like figure it out. And I would just film all the time because I still felt like I was part of the trick and landing it because you're kind of talking each other through it, you know? Because they know you're down there filming. They don't want to waste your time, and then so it's like a balancing of both of it. It's like, all right, we're both here for the same objective. Let's get it. You're talking each other through the shit, dude. It's the best. Sure. That's filming a trick, dude. That's like why I love street skating and filming a trick. When you find a great filmer, it's just like a collective effort, and you're working towards something, a video part, and like you just know it's like another chapter you're releasing. Video parts are sick. Hold on to like the best of the best. What I've been doing is going out with me and Nick, and then like 5 other people skating, and like I've been filming a lot of the vlog stuff. Or if someone's like filming, I'll film, and then Nick will film, and then at the end of the session, I'll just go through and I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna save this, this, and this, and put it into their folder for their video part. Because another good thing about a video part is that we're gonna do a premiere, so like everyone works for like 2 years, and we can still put out the vlog clips, but we just save the best of the best, and then have this big premiere with all the homies and everyone's there. It's a live energy, and you're just like, I got a hill bomb that I'm gonna release it at the premiere. Nice. I took a fucking good hill slam on a hill bomb, dude.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
I wish we lived closer together because I would love to skate with you and film. I was gonna say earlier,
you guys came pretty close at one point in North Carolina with the Groms, and I missed you on that trip. Where were you at in North Carolina?
We were in
something island.
Oak Island. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe we should
So
do like you should set up that jam or demo and we'll come down or figure
yeah,
that out. You could have a
yeah,
skate team show up and skate.
that'd be sick. That'd be
Yeah.
sick.
Because you're a little bit
So
before Oak Island too, right? You're a little more
we're
north.
we're right below. We're on the 95, right after Raleigh. So an hour past Raleigh. We're
Sick.
just right off the 95.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're kind of like the South. It's from us to the border of South Carolina is only an hour. So like we're right there. Like I'm down in Savannah, Georgia right now, visiting my daughter at her school. It's 4.5 hour drive to Savannah. You never see skaters down here because the city is so old. It's just cobblestone and gnarliness. But
Yeah.
I saw more skaters today than ever before. And there's one park here, but it's rough. It's rough. So like it's hard to have fun on. Like there's one. I have a clip where all I need profit, not profit. The fucking
Oh,
Monopoly man,
Prosper. Yeah.
Prosper board doing a hill flip on the bank at that park. But like
That's
that's
sick.
all that park has to offer is that little A-frame bank. So
Yeah.
I'll go hit it tomorrow.
That's kind of sick
But
though.
anyway,
That means there was enough of a spark to get a skate park at one point, you know?
yeah, there's some guys apparently there that rip. There's a quite a few quarters and curved transition points where like apparently these guys just go off. Like it's almost like they're skating a pool more than they're skating a park, but they're going from flat to these quick transitions onto coping. But
Yeah.
I saw a couple of them doing it, and it resembles way more pool skating than it does street skating. And it's
Yeah.
crazy because they're going from flat to this transition, and you swear they were in a pool. It's gnarly.
That's awesome.
So yeah, every place has its own style, but like Savannah, man, they got cobblestone. Been here longer than Jesus. I mean, this
Yeah.
shit'll beat you up, street skating.
Where I grew up skating was in New Bedford, and we got cobblestone streets from like when they came over from England. They brought cobblestone
Yeah,
in the boats,
yeah,
and then they just made the
right,
streets with them. Yeah.
yeah.
So we got like that city's like kind of rough, but it's got more stuff too now. It's all spread out now.
Oh yeah.
Bunch of
Speaking of
stuff,
visiting my daughter, you're about to be a skate dad. How
dude.
much longer you got on that?
So my son Wilder's coming into the world in November, which is
Oh
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be sick.
Yeah, dude.
First kid.
Yeah, man. First time.
Yeah, man.
About to learn a whole bunch, I'm sure.
Yeah. Then there's no way to prepare for it. There's no good time for it. There's no way to prepare for it. There's no good book on it. Like they don't come with instructions, but they're
Yeah.
awkwardly pre-programmed, and it's your job to figure out the programming, not to program them.
Yeah, that
Like
makes sense.
they are who they are. It's kind of weird. Me and my brother grew up in the same exact house. We are two totally different people. My son and daughter, same house, two totally different people. Like this, the job is to figure out the programming, not to program. If that makes any sense at all.
No, it makes perfect sense because every person's
Yeah,
their own. Every person's unique, and we all have different temperaments, and then we all different experiences and different
yeah,
perspectives, different ways to see things, and that's from birth. Like
yeah.
just crazy.
It's the
Yeah,
hard part. From a dad point of view, is like, okay, baby, cool. Like you just want to pour water on it and like the little sponge and get it to grow to a point where like, okay, here's a skateboard, here's a bike, here's like you that first 4.5, 5 years, you're like, okay, let's go.
yeah.
Let's make it go faster,
Mobile. Let's get
It's so
mobile.
funny.
Let's move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once they're moving, then it's all in. So
I saw shout out to good dads out there because I saw a legendary dad not that long ago. Like once I realized I was going to be a father, I started looking around. And
yeah.
I started seeing good dads out there more because I was like
Yeah.
looking for it. And I saw this one dude. He's running around the block. He's got two big dogs and he's got two kids and he's got everybody running, including himself,
Right.
around the block. Like I watched
Yeah.
him. I'm like, he's got a unit and they're already out running. And the little kids were
Yeah.
like at the age where they were young, but they were out there
Yeah.
doing it, man. I was like,
And
wow.
I see dudes out here just jacked, huge dudes, and they got like the double stroller and the kids in there. They've been pushing this thing, like like where they're at running. They've been running for like 5-10 miles. You're like,
Yeah.
holy cow, man! This dude's been pushing those kids forever.
That's
you
sick.
know, but yeah, you gotta just be available. That's the biggest thing you can do. You know,
Yeah, man. I'm super excited for this and I want to do a good job. So that's I think I'm at
yeah, that's the goal.
advantage. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
make good humans.
Yeah, and I'm trying to like yeah, I'm just trying to like it's been good. It's been amazing. My girl's been doing well and like it's just getting realer and realer as it goes. But my lady's
Yeah.
like instincts kicked in and she just like we have more than enough stuff for Wilder already. We got a name, we got his room picked out. We're trying to like mature the dogs a little bit because the dogs were our babies, but now I'm like calling him
Yeah.
brother Elwood and
Yeah.
Sissy Emma, like trying to get them to play different roles instead of our
Well,
babies.
they're like the dogs, like they know what's happening already, and like they're going to be super protective. So
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like when you bringing a dog to a baby is always kind of weird, but bringing a baby to a dog, like that dog's been there for a while,
yeah.
and like you're bringing in, like they tend to go all in, man. So
My girl
it's
was
gonna be
talking
sick.
about that. She was saying, yeah, it's like a little different dynamic when
Yeah,
the dog's around and then the baby's born. Yeah,
yeah, it's
because
gonna be crazy.
because Elwood doesn't really like when little kids like that don't have full control of their motor skills try to pet him. He'll growl at him.
Yeah,
He gives him a
yeah,
little like, "Oh, fuck off, man." And I'm like, I
yeah.
can't blame him, but
Now this it's probably going to become super protective over the kid,
we had
so it's going to be sick.
like a little scare. Actually, Elwood had a seizure not that long ago. His
Oh man,
first one. He's 15 or 16 now.
damn.
It's his first one, but he's fully recovered and doing good now. But that was like with a pregnant lady, and then like being at the
Yeah,
animal hospital with Elwood, and just like I cried for like 2 days because Elwood's
for
like
sure.
my bestest friend. You know, like I'm just like I usually
Yeah,
sometimes I'll cry just if like for like years ago there'd be times where I think about Elwood getting older and I'd cry because I'm like I love Elwood. I don't want to think about
yeah.
this, you know. So
I had two dogs, and they're the only dogs I ever had, and I had them at the same time. They both lived to be 16 years each, but one passed when I
wow,
was in Korea, and that was sucked because I was like that was my dog,
yeah,
and then the other one passed during COVID, and haven't got new dogs. I'm gonna wait till I retire. That way I can actually be present for them versus I was gone so much the last time. So,
yeah.
but yeah, it's a different house. So now we've got three cats. We had two. We had two. A big ass 22-pound fucking the laziest, coolest, never had a bad day in his life Garfield cat ever, Tigger.
That's
Then we
sick.
got this gray muscle machine. His name is Bruce Wayne because he just sits gargoyle, stares at you from a distance, like he's just trying to figure out how to kill us at all times. But he's super cool.
Wait,
And then recent,
sorry,
yeah,
go back. Let me say this and then go back to what you're saying. You ever
yeah,
seen the movie Cat's Eye? I think it's Stephen King.
no,
Oh, okay,
I
go ahead.
haven't. Yeah, all right. So then recently there was a storm outside, and I'm sitting on my front porch and I hear meow, meow, meow. And I'm like looking around, like we live in got a big yard, cul-de-sac. You can see everything, right? I'm like, I don't see a cat. Like, I don't see a cat. Like, where's this cat coming from? And like, so me and this fucker are playing Marco Polo back and forth. He's like, meow. I'm like, meow, 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 meow. Go in the house, grab my wife. I was like, do you see a cat or anything out here? Like, I cannot find this cat.
Losing your
And then,
mind.
yeah. So like we're still playing Marco Polo, and then I see this tiny orange speck, yay big at the end of the cul-de-sac, like 200 feet away, coming around the corner. And I'm like, come here. And the little fucker, comes up and just like straight up to me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is a kitten. Like, this is a kitten. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit. And I was like, I'm not going to leave it out here in the storm. Like, we got big dogs in every one of these houses. I was like, put it in my daughter's room, closed the door. Next day, wife took it to the vet to see if it was chipped, or anything. And then we wanted to get it shots and everything because we didn't want it around our cats, unless we knew it was like healthy, right? But they won't do that because it's not your cat. Like this kitten has like HIPAA rights, the same as a human apparently. Like you can't make this cat healthy. That's so weird.
Yeah.
So they made us post that we had it for 10 days, and once we did that, and no one claimed it, then we could do all the shots and all that stuff. So now I've got it. Now I've got Michelangelo, Mikey, because he's orange. He was a hard call. We went with Mikey, but like he looks exactly like Hobbs from Calvin and Hobbs.
Oh,
So
sick.
like it's like, man, he could have been a Hobbs, but he's a Mikey. He's fitting in. He's not scared of the 22 pounder or I think he's making the Bruce Wayne, the fucking shadow cat. I think he's like lightening him up a little bit. He's got
Yep.
something to beat around a little bit. So for a big strong cat, like the cat shows incredible control playing with his kid. It's kind of impressive. Like he knows if I go all in on this fucker, he's dead. So I'm gonna fucking Chai Chi the situation. And he fucking kills it. But anyway, fucking pets are cool. Everyone should have some pets.
Dude, Michelangelo, party time,
that's
excellent.
That's it.
Wayne's World.
Get a pet, get a Dyson vacuum, and everything's okay. But if you don't have a Dyson, you're done.
R.I.P. Bob Barker, dude. You're making me think of Bob Barker.
Yeah.
Spayed and new to your pets. Spayed and new to your pets.
Yeah, that's it.
I saw a meme the other day that was like, Bob Barker, I respect that he made it to 99. He got as close to 100 without going over.
Oh, that's sick. Awesome. That's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best.
He made it to 99.
Yeah. That's awesome.
What a legend. Yeah. That Adam Sandler movie with him in there too. Just fucking beating each
Happy
other
Gilmore.
So good.
That's sick.
Holy shit.
Anyway, I got my daughter. I'm at my daughter's house, so I'm gonna go eat some pizza with them. I fucking appreciate you having me back on and chopping it up and all the sick boards that I'm gonna destroy. Dude, I'm definitely ready to change out the praying hands and get a freshie going. It's gonna be sick.
Dude, hell yeah. Thanks again, Ant. This is always cool, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm stoked
for sure.
Stoked that we're friends and
yeah,
cool.
Man.
Cool to do this. And thanks for the support too, man. Means a lot because you know how much we try to do skateboard awesome stuff with a lot of awesome people, so it always helps.
So look, I'm never going to be a sponsored skateboarder, so I am sponsoring all I need. I'll just keep buying shit. You know, I'm the sponsor.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I appreciate it because it helps me really
hell yeah.
keep the show going and do a lot of cool things for the skaters. So
I don't think a lot of people realize that you're grinding a 9 to 5 on top of running a fucking skate company, on top of helping out a team of real riders, and then all the kids and all the comps. I don't think people realize how much you're balancing, that you're about to throw a baby on top of all that. So I could go buy boards from a million other people, but like I know where my money's going. You know, it's going to all the right places. So that's and it just makes sense. It's what I need. Like, it just makes sense to me.
Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate that. Real recognize real, my bud. And
yes, sir.
Can't wait to hear the Terminator. That's gonna be sick. You know?
Yeah, I can't wait. Get some metal shoulders. I'm stoked. All right, man.
Yeah, good seeing you, homie, and I'll catch up with you next time.
For sure. All right, brother.
Peace.
Out.